September that these two guys were going to be sitting here after a regional tournament. Stephen McGee was going to be sitting on this side after a regional tournament. I would have said they all have a long way to go. If I start talking about this one, I'll bore you. He's caught so many innings this year. He caught more than Buster did. Then you got these two guys. Compton comes in and what's that, 11? I mean, it's phenomenal. And then Josh was literally just transformed because he had a long way to go in September and October. And he worked hard in the weight room and he became a very good player. And obviously, folks, I'm overjoyed. To see guys get better and to have success is what every coach enjoys. And this was a great win for our program. Our young men played and worked hard all year, and it's great to see them get what they deserve. You have no idea what a baseball player at Florida State goes through. And I'm just proud to be a part of them and proud to be a Seminole.
Questions, please?
Mike, how about overall the way the team played? You know, we talked to you earlier in the week about sort of struggling coming in, and for them to just sweep right through and play so well on the stretch had to be nice.
They're very mature. They did not so-called panic. We did not play poorly every one of those games. We just got beaten a couple of them. But their understanding of the game, their knowledge, their grasp of the game is evident. They went out there and did what they needed to do and played very well for 3 ball games.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about what Gage Smith was able to do in the regional? He tossed him into 2 pretty tough situations and responded really well.
I thought Gage, in relief of Michael today, was a big part of, obviously, of our win. Michael pitched very well. He was around the mid-80s, I believe, when we made the decision to go to Gage. And Gage showed, as Compton did, great poise, went out there and got it done.
Mike, Sanford's coach made the comment that you guys made more adjustments to their hitters than their hitters did to your guys' pitchers. What's he talking about? What kind of things did you guys do to keep them off balance?
I think it was more just keeping them off balance as changing the pitches, go fastball, slider, work inside, outside. I think what Lee Brandt was able to do yesterday was very well was change speeds and change eye level, and that's what I tried to do today. And going with some of the 75s, the changeups really got them off balance, got them in front a lot to hit the little choppers, kind of easy plays, and yeah, so it was just mainly changing speeds and working the corners.
Josh, how nice was it? Obviously, your 3-4 hitters are 2 of the best hitters in the country. For the bottom of the order to come through with some big hits today, the guys after the 4-hole, how big was that?
It was huge. Me and Gonzo joked around in the locker room after the game last night that the bottom of the order is going to take over today because we haven't been doing so hot earlier in the regional, so it just felt great.
And you had 2 hits on 0-2 pitches, especially the first one, the 2 RBI. We'll just talk about that hit and that approach with 2 strikes on it.
I was just thinking about letting the ball get as deep as possible so I could see it, and if it was a fastball, I was just going to foul it off to the left side. And struck out twice last night on curveballs, so I wanted to make sure it got deep and I saw it well, and just use my hands well.
Coach, Sherman and Devin had a pair of really nice double plays. Just significant to those 2 are there being able to get you out some tough spots and various points in the game.
That was a big play, no question. They had a little momentum going, and the guy that hit it, their leadoff hitter Stone, is a very difficult guy to double up. But Sherman made a nice play, and Devin turned it. It was something we really needed at the time. 2 outs on 1 pitch is still huge in this game.
Mike, how much fun is that for you to watch? I mean, Devin turns it up to play quicker than probably anyone in the country What's that emotion like watching that happen?
It's so much fun. It really is. You know, it's difficult. You know, to make all your pitches count. But when you do miss and you do get a ground ball like that, it's hit really hard like that, and he's able to turn it so smoothly. I think it gets the whole team pumped up, and it definitely got me pumped up.
Steve, can you just take us through the hit with the bases loaded, what the pitch was, and what it feel like to come through there?
The guy that was throwing there was coming in throwing sidearm, and we were hearing that he was throwing 90, 92, so he had some good stuff. But what I was trying to do was just see the ball, or see it all the way, like Josh was saying earlier, and just try to drive something to the outfield to at least get that 1 run, and try and produce for us and get us going and help the bottom of the lineup keep moving. So I was just trying to see what I could do, try and put something in the outfield. It just happened to this one on the second baseman. Worked out. I mean, nothing felt great, especially when you're throwing rollers like that.
Stephen, what did you see from the 2 starters these last couple of days? You got great starts, I think.
Oh yeah, nailing spots, changing speeds. Had all 3 pitches working for them. You know, just being really mentally there. You know, acting like veterans. You know, knowing what's going on, what situations, not overreacting to little hits here and there. Obviously, off Lee brand that didn't happen too much. But even Compton was gave those 2 runs, but that didn't hurt him too much mentally. He went out there next inning like nothing happened and just kept pitching.
Coach, I'm sure you probably were hoping to see that out of your 2 freshman starters ahead of this weekend, but just for 2 young guys like that to finish the way they did.
Well, we have a saying here at Florida State that you're not a freshman anymore in the postseason. But you know, it's easier said than done, as you well know. Michael showed composure all year. He continued to show composure today, as Brandon did the other night. And I think that when he was able to get out of that inning that we talked about, the double play ball, that was huge for us because he made the pitch. I mean, the guy hit a one-hopper to the third baseman. It wasn't that he hit the ball in the gap for a double. Michael kept his composure, made the pitch, and we got the double play ball. So it means a lot to us to realize that they're not freshmen anymore. They've pitched against everybody all year long, and I'm very proud of them.
Stephen, you've been in this program now for a few years. You guys have won 16 straight regional games, dating back to Buster's last year. Do you have a reason why you guys are so good at this spot?
I think a lot of it is we come back to our home place, and we really get a crowd with regionals, and that gets us going. But also, it's playoffs, and once we get to that playoff state of mind, we all come in just at war, just like no mercy. Like we go at it for 9 innings every day, and I think when we come into regionals, we just get that extra energy, that extra boost, because it is the start of the playoffs, and we really want to show what we can do, especially in front of this home crowd, getting going for the super regionals.
And how much does your head coach kind of help with that mindset?
Oh, big time. He 33 years, 34 years. He's done this, I don't know how many times, but he comes in there and makes sure that you know what's going on for the guys who don't know, and make sure that you don't overreact. That we've been through the season, you know what a game's like. Just go out there and play how we know how to play.
Coach Rankley was named most outstanding player for the regionals. How big was he for you this weekend?
Well, Rammer's been obviously our leader all year long, and he's just such a great influence on all of our young guys. Of course, Stephen's been in the program 3 years, and he's our catcher, and he plays a big role on the field when that's going on. For James to be selected the most valuable player, I'm sure he would say he'd like to have that thing split up into 27 pieces to give to his teammates. It's quite an honor. He was the most valuable player in the tournament, unquestionably. And he'll tell you that he couldn't have done it without his teammates. That's what makes our team a team. James Ramsey is approaching one of the biggest weeks of his life, and he ain't thinking about the draft. He's thinking about his team. And that's why our team is what it is. Let me just say one more thing to Chuck Morris and all of the staff. Thanks. We tried our best to give you another week. Thank God will get you working again next week. To the NCAA reps, thank you very much for the great job that you did. And to you guys that support this tournament, thanks so much for all that you do. And to the fans out there, for God's sake, start buying the tickets because we need you here next weekend.